What is going on, everybody? Depraved Slash here. We are back with another music reaction of Depraved.
I'm Hellcat.
And together we are
HellaDepraved.
Yes, we are. This is yours, baby. Take it away.
So, we are continuing on the Amorphous album journey, and Panic Attacks is the next one. We listened to Enemies last night. Fucking fantastic. I think that has...
Enemies is my favorite song from them so far.
I know. I was just going to say, I think that has actually topped out Hollow for me, which was my favorite before that.
And it even made our Halloween playlist.
True. For its spooky vibe.
Which, again, if you like spooky music, there's a link somewhere in the description below to our Spotify playlist. It's called the HellaDepraved Shocktober playlist.
It's fantastic.
It's got a lot of great music.
The Halloween music that you think of. It's spooky.
It's got some of it.
Yeah, but it's more a spooky October vibe. So, again, Enemies made it. So that'll give you kind of an idea of what's on there. So I'm really excited for this. This whole album has been just epic from them.
Epic!
Yeah. The vibe has been incredible.
Incredible!
Stop it. So.
Stopping it! Now.
So. I'm excited to see what they came up about. Now, panic attacks is something that neither of us really suffer from.
I almost had an anxiety attack once.
Right. However, we do know that that's different from panic attacks. I do have a couple close friends, though, that get severe panic attacks. So I am familiar. Plus, I studied psychology. That was, a lot of years of my life. So.
I only panic at the disco.
Oh, right, kiddo.
I don't have a symbol, so I had to...
Ba-dum-bump-ching.
Yeah. Sorry.
Right. With that being said,
we're going to react to this if you guys have already seen it. If you're not, please click the link in the description below. Hop on over, watch it, like it, sub to Icon for Hire.
Support them. They're completely crowdfunded people, completely independent.
And completely fantastic.
Yeah, does not cost you anything to sub, like, and comment to them, but it does help them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they come on back, and we said it because we're a reaction breakdown channel.
Commentary.
And there's a good chance we'll pause to talk about lyrics.
Right.
Once or thrice.
Right.
Once, twice, 3 times a lady. So, with that being said...
You are about to witness a transformation. There's no ladies here.
With that being said, we're going to slash this up and break this down.
Panic attacks.
This is Icon for Hire with Panic Attacks. Let's get it.
I'm sorry I'm here again. I'm sorry I'm starting to wear again. Sorry you're tired of hearing it. I'm tired of carrying all the comparisons. Sorry I'm feeling it. I'm sorry I suck at concealing it. If I were real with you, I'd tell it all. If you were real with me, you'd tell me you don't think I'm real at all. So who do you think you are? Without me you're nothing. Don't mean to cause no alarm, but I'm all you got. You treat me like you forgot how we got started. Now I'm discarded. Not sure what I did, but I don't belong here. If you don't need me, I'll hang back. But you're gonna feel me when the panic attacks. Yeah, remember
Fuck. Oh!
What?
God, she did so great on this album. This cadence, fucking amazing. Sorry, you were saying? No. I heard a scream from this general direction.
All I said was, what?
Yes, I think that was a fanboy scream.
A little bit.
Yeah, okay. So we're both kind of,
The fanboy scream is a little more high-pitched. It's usually,
slightly. Yeah.
That's the fanboy scream. Again, we've reacted to a few songs from them now. And I swear we reacted to that first one. Hollow. And I was like, I like the little rap she does doing.
Right.
And then we had like several, like 2 or 3 songs that we reacted to that didn't have it. And so far, everything we've heard off this so far has had it.
Since we started doing that, yeah, because Brittle and Kurt Secure are more rock. There's some of the ones that were released as singles that you're counting in there. Yeah, I mean, we've reacted to more than a handful of stuff from them so far. And like I said last night in Enemies, she normally does have this presentation with the kind of hip-hop sort of vibe, but then they went more rocky on this album, and that's just been your introduction. Hollow was, I think, one of the only ones that has not been on Amorphous that I have shown you. I've heard most of their other catalogs, guys. But I'm really liking the flow of this one. It's very different.
Right.
And she has switched it up several times without changing the tempo. Are you trying to beam the fruit snacks to you?
I am.
Yeah. But it sounds like she could be talking to herself in the mirror. Like, she's in the process of starting to have a panic attack, and it's kind of her mental disagreement that's causing the panic attack, and then also beating herself up that it's happening again. Or it could be an outside stressor. Like, she's like, I'm sorry that I have these panic attacks all the time. So it could be somebody else.
Right.
I like that because more people can relate.
True.
Here, if you don't need me, I'll hang back, but you're gonna feel me when the panic attacks. Yeah, remember that? You and me, see, we go way back. Had your best interest, had your back, but you weren't interested in that. And I do my best to shut up, cause that's all you ever try to tell me when I come up. I stay in the basement and try to hold the breakdowns back, but the basic math says this won't last. How much longer do you think you have? One of these days you'll totally crash. You look at me like, what just happened? That's what I've been trying to keep from happening. So I keep you happy, till some days, suddenly, sadly, you're snapping. Sensitive, but now
I really like that changeover too.
I do too. I just wish her vocals were a little higher.
I think it was almost meant to be, because she's talking about like when the shattering glass and so on, and when the panic attacks again, like it's almost supposed to be from like the other side of the mirror, or underwater, or subconscious, because she was talking about this other side of her stays in the basement, like she buries it real deep, but occasionally it slips and she snaps. So I like that it was done very, very sweetly, because a lot of the hooks in this album so far have been very rocky,
right? And
I like that this was done very sweetly. It's a good counterpoint, right, to the verses. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm sensitive, but not really sorry, cause you just pretending it ain't what it is, ain't what we are, like you think you really got us this far, and that's all in spite of me, really now, and you wish I wasn't here, really now, give you the warnings, give you the signs, you just ignore me, pay me no mind, you left me no options, I gotta stop this, kind of you thinking that you really got this, not sabotage, and just trying to caution you before you put us straight in the coffin, I'll make you nauseous, feel like you lost it, head to the basement, make you my hostage, so many years, I couldn't stop, and now I'll make you feel like I feel a promise.
This is her panic aside talking to her.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, and talking about basically it's been repressed instead of treated. Now, panic attacks are one of those things that I do understand, guys. It's a mental disease. Treating them is not always possible. There can be multiple triggers. That's kind of why I like that first verse made it possible that it was either the other side of her, the panic rising, or it could be an outside stressor, because there's so many different triggers for panic attacks. So I like that it could be taken either way. This one was much more, you could tell it was her talking to her. But it is talking about, like, basically it's been shoved down, and like it's gonna take her to the basement and hold her hostage. So it's a kind of a repression,
right,
technique, and she's gotten this big, how do you think you got here? Like, she's definitely, I mean, it does show strength that she's worked through to get where she is, even having panic attacks and anxiety and everything. But, yeah, she's like, it even gave her warnings. Like, it's rising. It's going to happen again. Like, I'm coming back. So, I don't know. It's tough. It's really tough.
First I couldn't stop, and now I make you feel like I feel a promise. I'm sorry I doubted you. Sorry I made you shut up. I couldn't face the
Ooh, that was an interesting build up into that.
The sort of background singing
like,
vocals.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, which is how people with panic attacks start acting. I just really like, you know, in that hook she's saying, even the smallest crack can let it back in. And unfortunately, that's the way it works.
I definitely feel like that can be applied to pretty much every mental disorder as well.
It can, yeah.
Because that is something I can definitely relate to.
Right.
Is all it takes is one depressing thought.
Right.
And it weaves a web of bullshit.
Well, yeah, it's almost like the shattered surface that she's talking about. It's like tiniest little chip, and it just spreads.
Yep.
You know? So, definitely applies to other mental disorders as well.
I'm sorry I doubted you. Sorry I made you shut up. I couldn't face the truth. It scared me too much, so I kept you locked up. Cause I didn't know that I needed you. So you let me know. I'm sorry I doubted you. I'm sorry I made you shut up. I couldn't face the truth. Cause it scared me too much, so I kept you locked up. Cause I didn't know that I needed you. But I do now.
It's a really nice beat.
Let me ask you a question.
I like how that ended, and even just the slight abruptness to it. Like, it almost is the cracking, like, leading up into a full-blown panic attack. And honestly, the people that get anxiety, I can imagine them being left with some anxiety with the abrupt ending there and the I'm sorries. Like, They're like, no, next song, now. I need to calm down. But yeah, I also, the fact that she's saying, like, I'm sorry I ignored you, like, tried to repress you, didn't realize I needed you. It's the whole telling herself to shut up and everything. I feel like it would be about talking about mental illnesses, mental disorders, like recognizing that it was one, and therefore either seeking help or self-care, self-help, learning how to take care of herself in terms of triggers and so on and so forth. Because the more you repress it, if you just try and ignore it, obviously it's not going to go away.
Right.
And also, as we have said before, creative people tend to be inspired by their mental illnesses more than they are by happy thoughts. Most of us are not Peter Pan, Tinkerbell type people.
As I'll say, the stuff I've written, I can definitely say it is both easier And I feel some of the best stuff I've ever written usually comes from a very dark place.
Same here. I rarely write my poetry when I'm happy. Like, I don't think I have a poem that I can pick out and say, I wrote this when I was content.
I've tried to write.
I can't even really journal when I'm happy. I'm like, there's nothing to say. It's all fucking boring. I'm like, yeah, I got out of bed today. Congrats me.
Right.
You know?
I've tried writing things when I'm happy.
And it's just
and it's usually I read out the words "I'm happy."
Right, you're like, and well, then I that's stare inspiring.
At it, and then I'm
congrats to me.
All right, I guess
regular Shakespeare, awesome. Yeah, no. So it's saying that, you know, now I recognize that I need you. Yeah, well, it's another dimension of your personality, and honestly, for creative people, again, it's a lot of the inspiration. I am glad that she's at a place that she's comfortable talking about how she's feeling, you know, mental illnesses, whatever, and being true to herself, taking care of herself. I know she's put a lot into it. I've seen some of her like Instagram posts and stuff. So, but this is another amazing track. Even not having panic attacks myself, like you said, it applies to so many other mental illnesses and suffering depression and anxiety. I can definitely relate.
All right, so with that being said, if you guys like the video, slash that like button, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, comment down below what did you think of Icon for Hire's Panic Attacks. Also comment down below if there's anything else you guys want to see reacted to. Check the description below for all the things.
Push our buttons. Come join us on our other social media platforms, mostly Twitter if you want a quicker response.
And with that being said, we love you guys. Thank you all for watching. Cannot wait to see you depraved people later.